We are Das FM.
It's the 25th day in the month of June in the year 2026. It's another wonderful Thursday morning, and I bid you warm welcome to the program, The Dailies on Bars 99.3 FM. This is a program where we take you through headlines and bodies of stories making the rounds via the Nigerian dailies. This morning will be no different as we go through various newspapers together, such as the Punch newspaper, the Daily Post newspaper, and the Vanguard newspaper, respectively. My name is Bamidupe Kolawole. Stay tuned as we go through some of the headlines of the stories we have this morning. Starting with the Guardian newspaper this morning, Supreme Court get new justice as CJ and Kekireko bolster Apex bench. EFCC files charge against Miati Hala president over $2.53 million terrorism financing, money laundering. Kwakwanso threatens $10 billion lawsuit against Pramita Yodeli over alleged defamatory remarks. Talking viral video, police dismisses false bandit narrative in Katsina State. Nigerian Army raises alarm over fraudster using its name to solicit funds. Courts postpone ruling on El Rufai bail application until the 1st of July. LPPC suspend Mike Ozekome SAN rank. This and many more headlines we have this morning. Now to the bodies of these headlines and more. Many thanks for staying tuned. You're still on to the dailies on Bars 99.3 FM. Starting with this story, courts postponed ruling on El Rufai's bail application until the 1st of July. A federal high court in Kaduna has postponed its ruling on the bail application filed by former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El Rufai and his co-defendant Jimmy Lawal until the 1st of July 2026. Justice Awal Buhari fixed the new date after hearing arguments from both the prosecution and defense in a corruption case brought by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. El Rufai, Lawal, and 5 companies are facing an amended 11-count charge involving alleged abuse of office, financial misconduct, and money laundering, of which both defendants pleaded not guilty to the charges brought against them. The defense team also told the court that bail applications were already before the court and requested their consideration. After hearing both sides, the judge reserved ruling on the application until the 1st of July. This is coming from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Courts postponed ruling on El Rufai bail application until the 1st of July. Talking business, dollar to naira exchange rate. Nigerian currency records highest depreciation in 2 weeks. Dollar to naira exchange rate today. Nigerian currency recorded the highest depreciation in 2 weeks. The naira extended its bearish run to record the highest depreciation against the dollar at the official foreign exchange market. The Central Bank of Nigeria data showed that the naira weakened further to 1,380 naira per dollar on Wednesday from 1,370 naira per dollar traded on Tuesday. This means that on a day-to-day basis, the naira slipped by 9.44 naira against dollar at the official foreign exchange market. Meanwhile, at the black market, the naira remained flat at 1,400 naira per dollar, the same rate multiple bureau de change told newsmen yesterday. The development comes as the country's external reserve rose further to $51.17 billion as of the 23rd of June 2026. The headline to that story, talking business this morning, dollar to naira exchange rate. Nigeria currency records highest appreciation in 2 weeks. Still talking business, solar energy, Nigeria's fastest path to solving electricity challenges. That's according to Rural Electrification Agency. The Managing Director of Rural Electrification Agency, Harry Abba Aliyu, has declared that distributed renewable energy represents Nigeria's fastest path to sustain economic growth and solving the country's electricity supply challenges. Aliyu disclosed this at an event in Lagos where he emphasized that Nigeria's industrial competitiveness would hinge entirely on its ability to build reliable, affordable and scalable electricity system. In his words, he said scaling mini grids and solar infrastructure for industrial production is not about choosing between grid and off-grid system. It said it's about designing a smarter power system that uses every viable tool available. Adding that Nigeria needs the national grid, it needs gas, it needs hydropower. Nigeria needs solar, it needs storage, and it also needs coordination. Aliyu noted that the renewable energy market of the future would be radically different from power architecture of the past. In another statement, the Minister of Power, Joseph Tegbe, declared that the transformation of Nigerian electricity sector is a generational task that cannot fully be concluded within a single administration. The minister emphasized that what took 50 years to destroy cannot be magically repaired in 3 months. The headline to that story says solar energy, Nigeria's fastest path to solving electricity challenges. Nigerian Army raises alarm over fraudster using its name to solicit funds. The Nigerian Army has alerted the general public to the activities of unscrupulous individuals and criminal syndicates who are fraudulently soliciting funds under the guise of the Nigerian Army Day celebration, NASIL 2026. A statement by Colonel Apolloni Anili, Director of Army Public Relations, said the imposters has been circulating fake letters, proposals and sponsorship requests to individuals, financial institutions, corporate organizations and government agencies, forcefully claiming to represent the Nigerian Army and seeking financial support for the NASIL 2026. The Nigerian Army categorically and unequivocally states that any such request for funds, sponsorship, donation or partnership that is not expressed through the authorized official Nigerian Army channel is fraudulent and should be treated as a criminal act. NASIL 2026 scheduled to hold from the 1st to 6th of July 2026 in commemoration of the 163rd anniversary of Nigerian Army is an official event, adding that all legitimate communication regarding the celebration are strictly conveyed through recognized and variable Nigerian Army platform in channels. Nigerian Army raises alarm over fraudster using its name to solicit funds. Talking viral video, police dismisses false branded narrative in Castina. The Nigerian police force has categorically disclaimed that the claimed false and misleading narrative accompanying a viral video circulating on social media which alleges that a uniformed police officer was seen interacting with armed bandits in Katsina State. Force Public Relations Officer CSP Aniete Inedo, while making this known, said for the avoidance of doubts, the individuals featured in the video are not bandits. They are duly recognized members of the Vigilante Group of Nigeria and registered hunters who are actively supporting ongoing security operations in collaboration with security agencies in Musawa and Mutazu local government area of Katsina State. Said the video captured a routine interaction between the police officers and the security volunteers as they proceed to a designated operational area in support of efforts to combat criminality and enhance public safety. Said any claim suggesting otherwise is entirely false and intended to mislead the public. The Nigerian Police Force also strongly condemns the deliberate distortion of fact and circulation of misinformation capable of causing public anxiety, undermining confidence in security institutions, and frustrating ongoing security operations. The headline to that story, talking viral video, police dismisses false bandit narrative in Katsina State. Kwakwanto threatens 10 billion naira lawsuit against Primate Ayodele over alleged defamatory remarks. The vice presidential candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress (NDC) and former governor of Kano State, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwanto, has threatened legal action against Primate Babatunde Elijah Ayodele of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, demanding a retraction and apology over what he described as alleged defamatory comments against him. In a legal notice issued through his lawyers and made public by his media head, Honorable Hassan, Kwakwanto will warn that he will seek 10 billion naira in damages if the cleric fails to retract the statements within 24 hours. The 2023 presidential candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party said Ayodele allegedly described him as fake to Obi, just as the primate had claimed that he had been paid to accept the vice presidential position on the NDC ticket. The letter dated the 11th of June 2026 accused Primate Ayodele of making false defamatory remarks during a public sermon that was reportedly live streamed and widely circulated on social media and news platform. It's a well-detailed one coming from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Kwakwanto threatens 10 billion naira lawsuit against Primate Ayodele over alleged defamatory remarks. EFCC files charge against Mieti Hala president over $2.53 million terrorism financing and money laundering. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has filed a 12-count charge against Bello Abdullahi Bodijo before a federal high court in Abuja, accusing him of alleged terrorism financing and money laundering involving a total of $2.53 million. According to court documents filed on the 22nd of June 2026, the anti-graft agency alleges that Bodijo received and possessed large sum of foreign currency suspected to be proceeds of unlawful activities in violation of provisions of Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 and also the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. In a statement released by EFCC, Bodijo, who has been linked to Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, is expected to be arraigned before the court in coming days, where he would enter a plea to the charges. The headline says EFCC filed charge against Mieti Hala president over $2.53 million terrorism financing and money laundering. Supreme Court gets a new justice as CJ and Kekereekun boyster Apex bench. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, will today, the 25th of June, swear in Honorable Justice Joseph Olubunmi Kayode Oyewole as a justice in the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The swearing-in ceremony is scheduled to take place at the Courtroom 2 of the Supreme Court Complex, Abuja, by 2 p.m. Justice Oyewole, who was elevated from the Court of Appeal, served as a justice of the Appellate Court and was the preceding justice of the Enugu Division before his appointment to the Apex Court. The Supreme Court, in a statement signed by Director of Information and Public Relations Dr. Festus Akonde, said the appointment reflects the judiciary commitment to strengthening the bench with experienced and dedicated jurists. According to the statement, Justice Oyewole brings extensive legal experience and integrity to the Supreme Court, with expectation that his expertise will enhance the court capacity to deliver fair, timely, and impartial judgments. The Apex Court described the ceremony as another step towards rejuvenating the judiciary and reinforcing judicial intelligence, rule of law, and access to justice for Nigeria. Supreme Court gets new justice as CJN Kekereekun bolster Apex Bank. LPPC suspend Mike Ozekome's SAN rank. The Legal Practitioner Privileges Committee has suspended the Senior Advocate of Nigeria rank of Constitutional Lawyer Chief Mike Ozekome, pending the determination of disciplinary proceedings against him. A decision was taken at the LPPC 173rd General Meeting held on the 23rd of June 2026. In a statement signed by the Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court and Secretary of the LPPC, Kabiru Akombi, yesterday, the committee said the suspension was approved pursuant to paragraph 26 of the guideline for the conferment of the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria. According to the committee, the suspension was taken to safeguard the integrity, dignity, and prestige of the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, while due consideration is given to the matter under review. The LPPC directed Ozekome to cease from presenting himself as the Senior Advocate of Nigeria during the period of suspension. The suspension comes amid a string of legal trouble involving the senior lawyer in recent months. In January, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission filed criminal charges against Ozekome over allegations of fraud and forgery linked to a disputed property at 79 Randall Avenue in London. The case was subsequently taken over by Attorney General of the Federation, while prosecutors alleged that forged documents, including a Nigerian passport, was used to support claims of ownership of the property. LPPC suspend Mike Ozekome's SAN rank. Police force kidnap attempt on Benin Abraka Road, rescues passengers. Operatives of Edo State Police Command has foiled a kidnap attempt along Benin Abraka Road, rescuing passengers of a commercial bus after engaging suspected kidnappers in a gondola. The command spokesperson, CSP Moses Yamu, disclosed in a statement issued yesterday, saying the incident occurred on the 21st of June 2026. According to the statement, armed men intercepted a commercial bus belonging to Muyi Line Transport Company and opened fire on the vehicle before attempting to abduct its occupants. The police spokesperson said operative of the Ugo Division immediately mobilized to the scene after receiving the distress call and confronted the hoodlums. However, due to the superior firepower and tactical response of the police, the criminals were forced to abandon their mission and flee into surrounding bush. The headline to that story says, "Police foil kidnap attempt on Benin Abraka Road, rescues passenger." FRSC alerts motorists on traffic diversion on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The Federal Safety Corps Ogun State Sector Command has announced a temporary traffic diversion along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway as the Federal Ministry of Work begins the installation of warning gantries on bridges along the corridor. The traffic advisory was issued yesterday and signed by the Superintendent, Route Commander Afolabi Odisi. The agency said the diversion would affect motorists traveling towards Ibadan on the Magoro-Ibafo sector of the expressway. The FRC disclosed that the work has commenced at the first bridge located in front of Mountain Top University at kilometer 13 before Ibafo and is expected to reach a critical stage today, the 25th of June 2026. The statement read, the Federal Ministry of Works through Buildwell Construction Company is undertaking the installation of warning gantries in front of bridges along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and advise motorists and other commuters to take note. FRC alerts motorists on traffic diversion on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Talking politics, Kwara PDP governorship candidates receive certificate of return. The People's Democratic Party governorship candidate for the 2027 Kwara State governorship election, Engineer Suleiman Bolakale Kawu, has officially received certificate of return at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. The presentation ceremony was conducted by the national chairman of the party, Ambassador Abdurrahman Mohammed, in the presence of party leaders, stakeholders, and supporters. Speaking shortly after, Kawu described the milestone as a reflection of confidence reposed in him by the PDP and the people of Kwara State, while pledging to remain committed to the vision of better future for the state. He further expressed appreciation to the party leadership for the transparent process that produced him, assuring that his campaign and political engagements will be anchored on service, inclusiveness, and the aspirations of Kwarans. Talking politics this morning, Kwara PDP governorship candidates received certificate of return. Ogun security collaboration has pleased seek stronger border surveillance. The Ogun State government and the Nigerian Police Force has intensified efforts to strengthen security across the state, with a renewed focus on tackling cross-border crimes and safeguarding communities, businesses, and critical economic assets. This commitment was reinforced during a strategic security meeting between the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Southwest, DIG Fayoade Adegoke, and Governor Dapo Abiodun, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Tokunbo Talabi, at the Governor's office in Okemoso, Abeokuta. The meeting centered on enhancing collaboration between the state government and security agencies to address emerging security challenges, particularly criminal activities linked to Nigeria's international border. Speaking during the meeting, Talabi reiterated the state government's unwavering commitment to protection of lives and property, noting that security remains a critical pillar of the administration's development agenda. Ogun deepened security collaboration as please seek stronger border surveillance. Dear listeners, many thanks for staying engaged. This is how far we can go on the program, the dailies from Bars 99.3 FM. Please do stay tuned as I bring you more interesting programs all lined up for